Okay, now we'll get back on schedule, and we'll have our next presenter, Joyce Meadows. She is at W.R. Castle Elementary. Oh, Flat Gap? That's the one. I messed that up last time. They have it different on the paper. From Johnson County, where she works with Head Start students. And the title of her project is Exciting Adventure for Kindergarten Readiness with Tigley and Osmo.
Thank you. I'm Joyce Meadows, and I do work at Flat Gap Elementary Head Start. And I have been with Head Start for 20 years. I did start out at W.R. Castle. That was my first teaching aide job, and then I went into a teaching position. Children have changed so much over the years, like the lady before me has said. And when I first started, the emphasis was on play. That's all the children were allowed to do, was play. Then it slowly started into introducing their numbers, their letters, things like that. Well, now there is such an emphasis on kindergarten readiness that Vanessa and I decided that we were going to try to work together in doing a learning app with Tigley and Osmos. These apps are for children who are struggling with learning their alphabet and learning their numbers. I am concentrating more on the number part of this. I have purchased with my grant the Tigley and Osmos learning program. These kits are used with the iPads that I purchased last year from my grant. I had planned to create an area that will introduce my students to a foundation of learning, number concepts, and operations. I intend to introduce my students in the daily use of iPads with Tigley and Osmos manipulative kits to learn and practice number concepts and operations. Tigley's shapes and math systems are plastic manipulatives that can be placed onto the iPad with learning games. Children can tap the shapes and numbers on the screen. This teaches coordination, early math skills, and simply the ability to think and use their hands. Osmo is a gadget placed over the iPad's front-facing camera that enables it to see the desk in front of it. This is used in games that read objects and lines for spelling, vocabulary, shape, matching, and logic games. By using Tigley and Osmos, the students will grow in a virtual world. I want to bring in the carefree fun for math so that the students can learn there is more than one solution to a math problem. The children who don't know how to count, recognize numbers, and to make quantities will learn to. For my students with special needs, Tigley's and Osmos programs can be touched, felt, and moved along with apps that give feedback and interactivity which can meet a variety of physical and cognitive needs in the mathematical classroom. I will evaluate my project outcome by administering a pre- and post-assessment by using the number concepts and operations objectives on Teaching Go. The first evaluation will be a pre-assessment to see how much the students already know before starting the use of iPads with Tigley and Osmosis program. I will pass this around and you all can see what we have gotten with it. Then I will divide the students into two groups, one using the Tigley and Osmos kit with iPads and the other group using the traditional approach, which is using hands-on manipulations to count, counting out loud, recognizing numbers and shapes by sight, and physical counting objects. Once the students have practiced number concepts, I will give a post-assessment to see how the students' basic skills have increased by using the iPad with Tigley and Osmos programs or with the traditional way to see which approach the students have learned more with. The lady that did this last year, Dana Mullins, she teaches at my school. And I got a chance to go in that classroom and watch these children interact with this program. And they were so excited. They loved doing this and playing with this. And they really did learn how to use the iPads and how to use the Tigley and Osmosis. Plus, they also learned how their shapes and their letters and their numbers. And it was just exciting to see how their face lit up when they got to use this. Are there any questions?